It was so fresh.
Yeah, and it was just sort of, the conversation that has happened in movies for years. They had a shitty-ass version of it in Nightmare on Elm Street, even.
Yeah.
Nightmare 5, so there you go.
This is where the cops bug the phone, because they've got a third call now, so now it's just like, okay, well...
Well, I mean, they should have... I mean, this is clearly something that had happened. This has been happening a lot. They should have done it before the first one got called, because they said it's like him again. So, like, how have you not already called the cops? But, they do what they want to do. So they finally call she finally, very aggressively calls the cops. And she's just like, yes, I have a problem with this. And, well, okay. And she goes, yes, I'll hold, but not for long.
Yeah.
And then she finally comes over, don't send me off the line. I'm like, bitch, why are you so angry? Like, what happened?
Well, no, because she just had the fight with Peter.
Yeah, I know, but
so she's all hopped up.
Don't take it out on the poor secretary lady.
Well, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Phil and Jess have Phil has a bit of a cry, because he's like, I know she's dead.
It's weird because it kind of comes out of nowhere and doesn't last. I don't like this necessarily because, like, later on, she's laughing. So it just kind of comes out of nowhere and kind of doesn't stick around. It's a very odd thing that probably should have been later on. It's not acting choice.
Also timing. Yeah. We get Barb going, it sounds like she's being attacked, but it's just an asthma attack. She had a bad dream.
Another thing I don't really like. Yeah. And then, she's...
It's kind of a fake-out scare.
No, it is, but you never see her with an asthma inhaler beforehand.
Yeah, it's one of those, she has asthma?
Yeah, you don't need to see her using it at any time beforehand, but you should see it in her hand. You know what I mean? She should have it in her hand, but she never does. And it's just a very weird thing, because also, if you look at it, Margot Kidder clearly doesn't know how to work a fucking inhaler.
Yeah, she's just holding it.
Yeah, it's not really in her mouth when she's spraying it, and it's just very awkward, but yeah.
Yes. When in doubt, make sure you have Chekhov's asthma inhaler.
You would think, yeah.
But she does actually get killed, and this is being muffled by the carolers.
Yes, the song that I played in the beginning was basically, Billy enters a room and just says, like, Agnes, it's me, Billy. Don't tell anyone what we did and all this shit.
And there's this unicorn glass figurine,
unicorn, and then she stabs the fuck out of her
to get just brutally murdered. And Barb is super dead.
Barb is no more.
She gets just gets a fourth phone call. Mm-hmm. Not enough. Fuller tells her that wasn't enough to trace it.
They say, I know it's disturbing, but we have to, what's it called? We have to keep him on the line for long enough because of, we got to trace the call. I like watching the dude attempt to trace the call. I'm like, is this how it happened? Because this is kind of awesome. Because that's kind of cool.
More Jess and Phil stuff. I think this is where she starts to cry, and I think this is the laughter comes soon.
Yeah, which is just again very odd and out of place.
Peter calls Jess on the phone and is crying about a dead baby, and that is being recorded.
Well, because he's saying like you can't kill the baby.
Yeah, you can't kill the baby. And so Fuller's like,
what the fuck?
Who's killing the baby?
Yeah, so he calls back and is just like, hey,
can you explain to me?
Explain this.
Why he was going on about a dead baby? He's like, no, I'm pregnant. I want to get rid of it.
Well, because what happened with the call before is the caller was just like, because Peter had said something along the lines of you're treating this like we're getting a wart removed, and Billy basically he apes that suggestion
in the most
disturbing way,
like having a wart removed.
It's really fucking awesome. And then, so Fuller's like, can you explain this to me? And she's just like, well, I'm this. And he goes, you've really got to stop holding shit back from me because I'm trying to help. This is part of the thing. And, like, she's just like, well, what? He's
because he's a suspect.
Yeah, he's like, well, what about Peter? And she's like, no, he would never do that. And then eventually he's like, well, has he ever been there when one of the phone calls happened? She says, yes, he has.
The first one.
Yeah. So he can't be the killer. And this is what, her and Phil have the conversation about it. Like, well, I knew it wasn't him. It's like, did you?
Yeah, because you go back on that later.
Yeah, because there's also a creepy moment we saw that was before this, where Peter's just hanging out outside the house, staring, creepily staring.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
Phyllis gets scared by some search party members.
Which
this whole scene should not have been in the film. This is the only scene.
Here's why I don't agree with you, because the idea is now we're getting to the point of whodunit, and we assume we're going to find out who the killer is.
Right.
So the idea behind this is to throw you off. So that's why this exists. But it is awkward as fuck, and it's clunky as shit.
Because now they're laughing?
Yeah, because now Phil's laughing, who was crying a minute ago, and they're having this whole joke about, like, oh, our dog just died, and we don't want to let you in because of that. And I'm like, why are the search party members asking to come in? What the fuck's going on? Again, the idea behind this is it's supposed to throw us off that they might be the killer.
Really?
Or one of them might be. That's what the idea is. Yes, that's absolutely why they did it.
I don't think. Well, if that was the thing, they failed.
They did. That's why I say it's clunky and fucked. But that is what they're trying to do, because at this point in time, that's why we saw that we got the shot of Peter staring outside. That's why we got the next phone call with Peter saying you can't kill the baby, saying it in a very weird way. But then
you introduce
that's why we've got
bumpkins.
Fuller, because you've got to find out. Somebody's got to do it, right? Like, how many times has the bumpkin been the killer?
I know, but it
happens all the time.
I know.
That's what they were doing. It was awkward and terrible, but that's what they were doing. They were trying to throw everybody off of going, well, maybe this guy's the killer, maybe this guy's the killer, maybe this guy's the killer.
And then Phyllis is killed off screen.
Yeah.
She's going into Barb's room.
Yeah.
Door gets slammed, and we don't see her alive again.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I'm not saying, something. Well, listen, her getting stabbed with the unicorn thing, or
I would have liked a little something, but I'm okay with it.
We get a bit of a facial on her, like like her looking shocked. Like clearly, she's not the one that slammed the door.
Yeah.
Billy's in the room. He slams the door, and as he's slamming the door, we see on her face, like, oh no.
I would have just liked to know how it was done. That's basically my thing.
When they show her body, she looks a lot like Barb. So I'm assuming he just used the same
but again,
implement.
we could have seen a shot of it or something. Right. You know what I mean?
Fifth and final phone call. More of the same. She keeps him on the line. It gets traced. The call's coming from inside the house. Don't go upstairs. Just leave. Because Fuller tells Nash to tell her.
Fuller finds out he's first of all calling Nash an idiot, which is rightful. He's just like, that's the same house, jackass, because they've got another phone line. He's like, no, this is what he's telling me. And he goes,
because that's another thing.
That's what they mentioned earlier
in the film. Oh, there's a second phone. That's a different number. It has nothing to do with this.
Yeah.
Ties back to the killer's using that Mrs.
phone.
Mack's phone.
And then Fuller just goes, holy shit. All right, here's what I want you to do, you bumbling fucking moron.
You tell her to leave.
Tell her to hang up the phone and walk out the front door. I'll be there in 5 minutes. Don't tell her anything else. Just get her to do that. And he's just like, I got this. Nash is all over this shit. So he calls her up. She's like, hello. Hi.
No, hello.
Hello. Hello. Because, she can't answer a phone because she don't know how to do that. And he's just like, okay, miss, what your name is. This is what you're going to do. I want you to listen to me, and I don't want you to ask questions. And she immediately asks a question, but we'll get to that. And he just goes, I want you to hang up the phone, and I want you to go out the front door. That's it. Well, why? You're not listening to me. Hang up the phone and go out the front door. Okay, Did I say that? No. Just hang up the phone.
But Barb and Phil are sleeping upstairs.
Just do what I said. And then as soon as she goes, I'm going to get Barb, and he goes, you can't. The call's coming from inside the house. Like, fucking you idiot, you stupid motherfucker. You weren't supposed to tell her that.
She immediately yells for Phil and Barb. Violently screams for Phil and Barb.
Again, horror movies, if you're fucking listening, this is extremely tense and extremely fucked up. It is extremely terrifying while she's screaming for them, because her screaming is, first of all, amazing acting from this actress. And it's just like, please answer me. That's all she's saying is, please answer me. She's pleading with them to answer, and they're not.
So she arms herself, at
then
least.
She's a fucking moron.
At least she arms herself.
Yeah,
yes, she does
great.
Go up the stairs.
Go up the stairs. If your friends haven't answered, okay, Barb might not answer because she's hammered. Phyllis would answer.
Yeah.
Something's bad. I know it sucks to do.
But leave.
Leave.
But no.
No.
Billy catches her. They do a bit of a chase as the cops are rushing to the house. Yep. She gets into the basement, hides, locks the door. Knock on the window. It's Peter.
What in the blue fuck is he doing this? Like, I don't get this, and I never will.
Trying to, look in.
He's, looking in, and he sees her.
Well.
Kicks in the window. Because he sees her.
Yeah.
And he kicks in the window and climbs in. I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? Because I clearly know where the ending is. And I'm like, wait, why is he doing this? And he's very...
Jess, why do you look upset? And she's like,
She's like, motherfucker, I know you're the one. And he's just like... And I'm like, first of all, did you not hear the screaming? You've been hanging out outside all night. Did you not hear the screaming?
Yeah.
Something is wrong. And you're kicking in a window, you fuck.
So the cop outside, who's been posted outside ever since the second or third call, has been found dead.
Mm-hmm.
And as the cops break into the basement, we find Peter's been bludgeoned to death by Jess, and they pin everything on Peter.
Yep.
They're just like, I knew that kid did it. Mm-hmm. And I think they kind of wash away the reason why he was in the first phone call. He was in the house, and they kind of just...
They just sort of go, well, that doesn't make sense. And then, like, they're like, well, you know, I can't believe that she was able to do it. Good for her, kind of thing. Of like, and then... So they sedate her. They say that she's in shock, but clearly they must have sedated her. Because there's a doctor there who's checking on her and just like, she's not going to get up
Chris,
for a while.
Mr. H are all in the room with her.
Yeah, and they're all just like... And they're giving us all this backstory of what's gone on. And like, well, this and that, and they're like, the reporters are here, and like the father, he's in shock because they don't find the bodies. I'm guessing
they don't.
But he's in shock somehow, which I'm like, but I guess he just assumes he's dead because of the killer now.
Yeah, because he's kind of sitting in the chair, and then out of nowhere he kind of just convulses and passes out.
Yeah,
and they have to carry him.
And they carry him out.
It's a clever way to get everyone out of the house.
Is it? Because
not clever, but it's a way.
Here's where my thing. Yes, it's a way to get people out.
Yeah.
Here's
I'm not saying it's clever.
Here's my problem. Like, I love this ending, at least the way it ends. But here's where we get into more science fiction. Cops are not leaving her alone.
No,
it's not.
At least
happening.
Filler isn't.
No, they're checking the entire house before anyone leaves. None of this is happening. This ending is not happening.
They're at least checking the attic.
They're not leaving her alone, and they're checking the entire house because they need to check for more bodies because more people are missing, or at least Claire's missing
and Mrs.
Well, they don't know that yet because remember she said that she was leaving, so everyone just assumes she got on a plane. No one knows where she is because that's why the cab driver was coming because they thought she was dead or gone. So. Yeah, that's the movie, and we never find out. And basically, it ends with the phone ringing. So clearly, Billy is not dead.
Billy's still in the house.
Fantastic fucking ending.
And the lasting image of still Mrs. Mack's body, and the last image of Claire, just rocking back and forth, as the camera slowly pans out,
and then the phone
credits
starts
to silence
ringing.
After the phone rings,
and the phone rings through pretty much the entire credits.
Yeah,
it's
chilling.
Bravo.
Yeah, 10 fucks out of 10, obviously. Yeah, this is what classic means, right? It says... Now, everywhere where we've read it says cult, but I'm like, is it? Is it cult?
It is because not a lot of people know about it.
Fair enough.
Weirdly enough.
We would hope that if the remakes accomplish anything, it's to... Okay, that might not have been good. Yeah. Hey, want to watch the original?
Yeah. Like, I mean, well, hell, I'm also giving it 10 out of 10 Closet Boozes. It is a fucking classic. It is one of the greatest horror films ever made. Sets a tone and keeps it there. You're uneasy from the beginning of the movie till the end.
Even through comedic breaks.
Yeah, you're still uneasy because you know shit's going to go down. And this is the start of a massive, like, just a really ridiculously well-made film is that you're not comfortable. You're always on edge. And it's not because you're waiting for a jump scare, because they don't really happen in this movie. It's just really fucked up shit making you uneasy. And that's brilliant.
As far as MVPs are concerned, I'm going to go with Mrs. Mack.
Okay.
Just her stashing booze all over the house, her putting on half her lipstick and calling for the cat, calling him a little prick. She's just a broad, right? It's a broad character, and she's also a broad. Right. But it's a broad character in this, like, because the character kind of is there to take tension away a little bit.
Oh, absolutely, so... yeah. She's the comic relief, which you have to have, because you hate the sergeant.
Yeah.
You don't laugh.
Like Nash isn't funny enough to.
Nash is the one you hate, so you don't laugh at him. You do laugh at him, but you hate him because he didn't take everything seriously.
Yeah.
My MVP, I went back and forth for a while, but I got to give it to Barb.
Well, that's when I was off mic. I was just like, it's between two people. It was between Mrs. Mack and Barb. Yeah. Because Margot Kidder in this movie is really good.
Fantastic. I was going to give it to the caller Billy, but. It's 3 or 4 voices. I can't do it as much as I would like to.
The line of just like, oh, that's just the Mormon Tabernacle Choir on their yearly obscene phone calls.
Exactly. Like, hey, sailor, you want some of this? Like, she's hitting on a child and feeding him, plying him with liquor. I'm fairly certain a crime was committed.
Several.
So but the slow build of the character getting hammered because she's upset, and we get that. And it works. It's just, I think she did an amazing job.
So, again, mwah.
Yes.
But yes, For the next 3 weeks now,
yeah,
we'll get back to our Christmas and actual Christmas.
Actual Christmas movie. Well,